In the cheerful village of Brightfield, there was a chicken named Coco, who was famous for his extraordinary dance moves. Coco wasn't just any chicken. He had a special talent for dancing. Every day at noon, Coco would strut around the village, twirling, spinning, and hopping in the most delightful ways. The children of Brightfield were enchanted by Coco's performances. They would race out of their homes and gather in the village square, eagerly waiting for the show to begin. Coco always put on a lively display, his feathers bouncing and shimmering as he danced. One bright summer day, the sun was shining, and the village square was bustling with excitement. Ella, Sam, and Lily hurried through the streets, laughing and chatting as they made their way to their favorite spot under the old elm tree. "I can't wait to see Coco dance," Lily said, her eyes wide with anticipation. "He's always so amazing," Sam agreed, practically skipping with excitement. Ella nodded enthusiastically. "And he always has new moves. Last week he did a fantastic twist." As noon approached, the village square began to fill with children, all eagerly awaiting Coco's arrival. Suddenly, a familiar clucking sound filled the air, and Coco appeared from around the corner, his feathers fluffed up in a dazzling display of gold and russet. Coco strutted into the square with an air of confidence, his tiny feet tapping in perfect rhythm. The children cheered and clapped as he began his routine. With a graceful hop, Coco launched into a lively jig, his feathers spreading out like a fan as he spun around. He twirled and hopped, performing an intricate dance that had everyone laughing and clapping. He wiggled his tail feathers, slid sideways, and even balanced on one leg while spinning in circles. The village square was alive with joy as Coco's dance filled the air with happiness. Ella, Sam, and Lily watched with wide smiles, completely captivated. Coco's energy was infectious, and his dance brought a sense of magic and wonder to the afternoon. As the dance reached its grand finale, Coco performed his signature move, the feather flip. He leaped high into the air, and as he descended, his feathers spread out in a beautiful, shimmering arc. The children gasped in awe and clapped loudly, their faces glowing with delight. When the final note of the music faded, Coco took a bow, his feathers settling back into place. The children rushed forward, giving him a round of applause and cheers. "That was the best dance yet," Sam exclaimed. "You're amazing, Coco!" Lily shouted, waving excitedly. Ella smiled and said, "Thank you for making our day so special." Coco clucked happily and fluffed his feathers with pride. He had a way of making each performance unique and magical, and seeing the joy on the children's faces was the greatest reward. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, and the children slowly headed back to their homes, Coco continued to dance, savoring the happiness he had brought to Brightfield. Every day was a celebration when Coco danced, and the village looked forward to his performances with eager anticipation. And so, Coco the dancing chicken became the heart of the village's joy, his lively dances a cherished part of Brightfield's daily life. In the charming village of Willowbrook, there was a girl named Mary with the most extraordinary hair. Her hair was long and flowing, cascading down her back in waves of shimmering gold. It was said that her hair was as enchanting as the first light of dawn, and it held a touch of magic. Mary had a special comb that she treasured dearly. This was no ordinary comb. It was a magical comb passed down through generations in her family. The comb had intricate designs carved into its handle, and it sparkled with a soft, iridescent glow. Mary's grandmother had told her that the comb had the power to bring dreams to life and weave magic into everyday moments. Every morning, Mary would sit by her window, sunlight streaming in, and gently run the comb through her long hair. As she combed, the magic of the comb would transform her hair into beautiful, flowing patterns and create delightful scenes. One sunny morning, Mary decided to try something new. With a playful grin, she began to comb her hair in the shape of a meadow. As she brushed through, her hair began to shimmer with shades of green, yellow, and blue. She imagined herself in a vast, colorful field, filled with flowers and butterflies. To her amazement, as Mary continued to comb, her bedroom seemed to transform. The walls became a backdrop of rolling hills, and the floor turned into a soft, grassy meadow. Tiny butterflies flitted around, and the air was filled with the scent of wildflowers. Mary giggled with delight and twirled around in her magical meadow. The magical comb had turned her room into a wondrous landscape. She danced among the flowers, her laughter mingling with the gentle rustle of petals. After playing in the meadow for a while, Mary decided to explore the magic further. This time, she combed her hair to resemble a sparkling night sky. As she brushed her golden locks, her room darkened, and twinkling stars began to appear, casting a soft glow. The room was filled with the calming light of 1,000 stars and the soft hum of a gentle night breeze. Mary lay on her bed, gazing up at the starry sky she had created. She felt a sense of peace and wonder, as if she were floating among the stars. Just then, her little brother, Tommy, peeked in through the door. His eyes widened in awe as he saw the starry room. "Wow, Mary! Can I come play too?" Mary smiled and waved him over. "Of course! Let's have a starry adventure together." Tommy joined Mary, and they spent the evening playing under the magical night sky. They imagined themselves as constellations, floating through the stars and sharing stories of distant galaxies. As night turned into dawn, the magic of the comb gently faded, and Mary's room returned to its usual cozy state. The stars disappeared, and the meadow transformed back into a bedroom. Mary and Tommy snuggled together, their hearts full of joy from their magical adventures. Mary tucked the comb safely away. And so, Mary continued to explore the wonders of her magical comb, using it to bring enchantment and joy into her life. Each day was a new adventure, and her beautiful hair was the canvas for dreams and magic, painting her world with endless possibilities. In the heart of the lush and lively forest of evergreen, there was a magical garden known as the Garden of Fruits. This enchanting place was filled with trees, heavy with the juiciest apples, the sweetest oranges, the ripest berries, and the most exotic fruits imaginable. It was a paradise not just for animals, but also for their imaginations. Milo, a playful monkey with a mischievous glint in his eye, and Remy, a curious little rat with a penchant for exploration, were the best of friends. They loved to spend their days in the Garden of Fruits, where they invented games and discovered new wonders. One bright morning, the sun poured its golden light over the garden, and Milo and Remy bounded in with excited chatter. Today, they had a special plan, a fruit-tasting adventure. They were going to taste every fruit in the garden and rate them to find out which one was the absolute best. Milo swung from branch to branch with ease, his nimble hands plucking the most luscious fruits. "Look at this apple, Remy," he called, holding up a perfectly red fruit. "It's as shiny as a ruby." Remy scurried over, his tiny nose twitching as he took a bite. It's sweet and crisp, but let's keep tasting." The two friends continued their exploration. They tried juicy oranges that made their faces pucker with tangy delight, and plump berries that burst with flavor. They even discovered a rare fruit that looked like a star with golden rays. Remy nibbled on it carefully, his eyes widening with surprise. "This star fruit is amazing! It tastes like a mix of all the fruits we've tried." Milo agreed, his mouth full of fruit. "It's definitely a winner, but we still have to taste the bananas and mangoes." As they made their way to the banana grove, Milo and Remy played a game of fruit catch. Milo would toss bananas into the air, and Remy would catch them in mid-leap. They laughed and cheered each time Remy managed to catch a banana perfectly. Next, they arrived at the mango trees, which were dripping with golden, fragrant mangoes. Milo carefully peeled one with his agile fingers, and Remy took a small bite. "Oh, this is so sweet and juicy. I think it might be my favorite." After a full day of tasting and playing, the sun began to set, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange. Milo and Remy sat on a soft patch of grass, surrounded by a colorful array of fruits. They were tired but happy, their bellies full and their hearts content. "Today was so much fun," Milo said, his voice filled with satisfaction. "I'm glad we got to explore every fruit in the garden." Remy nodded, his whiskers twitching with joy. "Me too, Milo. And I think the star fruit is the most amazing of all." As the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, Milo and Remy made their way home, each carrying a little basket of their favorite fruits. The Garden of Fruits had once again proved to be a magical place of discovery and delight. And so, every day in the Forest of Evergreen, Milo and Remy would return to the garden, ready for new adventures, and to savor the endless bounty of their fruitful paradise. In the heart of the lush jungle of harmony, there lived a playful monkey named Zack. Zack wasn't like the other monkeys. He had a special talent that set him apart. He adored his wooden flute, a gift from a traveling musician who had once visited the jungle. The flute was adorned with intricate carvings and had a melodious tone that enchanted everyone who heard it. Every morning, Zack would climb to his favorite branch, high above the jungle floor, and start playing his flute. His melodies floated through the air like soft, colorful ribbons, weaving through the trees and making the jungle come alive with music. The jungle animals loved Zack's tunes. The parrots would gather in vibrant flocks to listen, their feathers shimmering in the sunlight. The elephants would gently sway their massive heads, and the tigers would watch in silent wonder as Zack's music filled the jungle. One sunny afternoon, as Zack played a particularly cheerful tune, a young elephant named Ella approached with curious eyes. "Zack, your music is amazing. Can you teach me to play the flute too?" she asked, her big ears flapping with excitement. Zack smiled and shook his head. "The flute is a bit small for your trunk, Ella. How about we find another way to make music together?" Ella's eyes lit up. "That sounds like fun. What should we do?" Zack thought for a moment, and then suggested, "Why don't we make a jungle band? I'll play the flute, and you can create rhythms with something else." Zack led Ella to a large hollow log that resonated with a deep, drum-like sound when tapped. "This will be our drum," Zack explained. Ella eagerly began to tap on the log, and soon a steady rhythm joined Zack's flute melodies. The jungle began to buzz with excitement. The parrots chirped along with the beats, the monkeys swung from branch to branch, and the other animals gathered to watch and listen. Zack's idea had turned into a grand musical event, and every animal was thrilled to join in. Zack decided to compose a special song that celebrated their jungle home. He played the flute with joyous tunes that described the towering trees, the winding rivers, and the colorful flowers. Ella's drumming kept a lively beat, and the other animals added their unique sounds to the symphony. The frogs croaked in harmony, the birds sang sweetly, and even the wind rustled through the leaves, adding a soft, whispering melody. The daily jungle concerts became a cherished tradition. As the sun set and painted the sky with hues of pink and orange, the animals gathered around Zack. With his flute leading the way, and Ella's drumming providing the rhythm, the jungle resonated with music and laughter. Zack's melodies not only filled the jungle with joy, but also brought the animals closer together. The jungle of harmony thrived with music and camaraderie, and Zack's flute became the heart of their vibrant symphony. Each note and rhythm celebrated the beauty of their home and the joy of their shared adventures. And so, Zack the monkey continued to create magic with his flute, turning each day into a musical celebration and filling the jungle of harmony with a symphony of friendship and fun. In the heart of the bustling evergreen forest, there lived a crow named Caden. Caden was no ordinary crow. He had a vibrant red hat that was the pride of his life. The hat, a brilliant splash of crimson against his glossy black feathers, had been a gift from an old wise owl who had seen Caden's love for the sky. Every morning, as the sun began to rise, Caden would perch on a high branch and adjust his red hat, readying himself for a day of flying adventures. The red hat fluttered gently in the breeze, making him look like a dazzling speck of color against the vast blue sky. Caden's favorite pastime was soaring high above the treetops, letting the wind guide him through the endless expanse of the sky. With a joyful caw, he would launch into the air, his wings beating rhythmically, sending the red hat bobbing with each flap. He felt like he was dancing among the clouds, and the world below seemed like a painted canvas. One crisp autumn day, as Caden soared higher than usual, he spotted something unusual: a shimmering golden ribbon tangled in the branches of a tall oak tree. Curious, he flew closer, his red hat gleaming like a beacon. The golden ribbon was fluttering in the breeze, and Caden was fascinated by its beauty. Determined to retrieve the ribbon, Caden swooped down and carefully navigated his way through the branches. With a nimble twist of his beak, he untangled the ribbon and held it in his claws. It was a beautiful, flowing ribbon that sparkled with golden light, just like the sunlit sky. As he flew back to the open sky, Caden felt a sense of accomplishment. He admired the golden ribbon, thinking it would make a lovely addition to his red hat. He carefully tied the ribbon around the base of his hat, creating a stunning combination of red and gold that shimmered brilliantly in the sunlight. With his newly adorned hat, Caden flew around the forest, showing off his sparkling new look. The other animals, squirrels, rabbits, and deer, gathered to watch the dazzling display. They cheered and clapped as Caden performed aerial loops and graceful dives, his red and gold hat trailing behind him like a comet. The highlight of the day was when Caden spotted a group of young birds learning to fly. He gracefully landed nearby and showed them his new hat, which had now become a symbol of adventure and joy. The young birds chirped with excitement and admiration. Caden shared his golden ribbon story with them and encouraged them to embrace their own adventures with courage and creativity. He told them that, just like his hat, their dreams could be as colorful and extraordinary as they imagined. As the sun set and the sky turned shades of pink and orange, Caden flew home, his red and gold hat catching the last rays of sunlight. He perched on his favorite branch, feeling a deep sense of happiness. His hat was no longer just a beautiful accessory. It was a symbol of the adventures he had experienced and the joy he had shared. And so, each day, Caden continued to fly through the sky, his red hat with the golden ribbon a beacon of magic and delight. His flights became legendary in the evergreen forest, inspiring all who saw him to embrace their own dreams and soar high above the treetops. In the cheerful town of Sunflower Grove, there was a special garden known for its vibrant flowers and lush greenery. This garden was the favorite play spot for the children of the town, and each year it became the stage for a magical event, the Rainbow Parade. The Rainbow Parade was a joyful celebration where the children dressed in colors as bright and varied as a rainbow. It was a tradition that everyone looked forward to, and this year was no exception. As the sun rose on parade day, the garden buzzed with excitement. Children ran around in costumes that sparkled and shone with every hue of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Each color was represented in the children's outfits, creating a living, moving rainbow. Sophie, dressed in a bright red outfit with a flowing cape, led the parade. She twirled and danced, her red dress catching the sunlight and shimmering like a ruby. Right behind her, Eric, wearing a vibrant orange tunic, juggled colorful balls that added an extra pop of brightness to the parade. Betty, clad in sunny yellow, hopped along on her golden skipping rope, while Lucas, dressed in a lively green outfit, performed acrobatic flips and cartwheels. Mia, in a beautiful blue gown, led a group of friends in a synchronized dance routine, their movements as fluid as a gentle stream. Amid the children, little Lily appeared in her dazzling indigo costume, holding a large, hand-painted banner that read, "Welcome to the Rainbow Parade." The banner, adorned with sparkling stars and swirling patterns, fluttered proudly in the breeze. As the parade continued, the garden was filled with laughter and cheer. The air was alive with the sounds of joyful chatter, clapping, and the occasional burst of playful song. The children's energy was infectious, and even the flowers seemed to sway in rhythm with their lively steps. The highlight of the parade was always the rainbow dance. At the center of the garden, the children gathered in a circle. Each child took turns stepping into the middle and performing a unique dance that showcased their color. The circle of colors spun and swirled, creating a dazzling display of movement and light. When it was Sophie's turn, she leaped and twirled, her red cape trailing behind her like a ribbon of fire. Eric followed with a spirited dance that included spins and jumps, his orange tunic flashing with every move. Betty skipped gracefully, her yellow dress flowing around her like sunshine. The dance reached its grand finale when all the children came together in a synchronized formation, holding hands and creating a giant, colorful arch that spanned the garden. The sight was breathtaking, a living rainbow that radiated happiness and unity. As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden glow over the garden, the rainbow parade drew to a close. The children, though tired, beamed with pride and joy. They had not only celebrated their favorite colors, but had also shared a day of laughter, friendship, and fun. Parents and friends gathered to congratulate the children, and everyone enjoyed a picnic with rainbow-themed treats, colorful cupcakes, fruity drinks, and rainbow cookies. The garden, with its lingering echoes of laughter and joy, was a testament to the magic of the Rainbow Parade. And so, every year, the children of Sunflower Grove eagerly awaited the next Rainbow Parade, knowing that it would always be a time of vibrant colors, delightful dance, and cherished memories.